All right, everybody. If you are currently tuning in, we made it to Friday Eve. Yay!
Yay!
It's usually on Fridays we have a throwback. Did I say Friday? No, Friday Eve, Thursday.
You said we're Friday.
Yeah. Yay, dyslexia, Thursday.
Which is Thursday.
So usually on Thursday, hey Cherise, hey Melissa, hey Miss Pamela, Tara checking in. So you know Thursdays, they have Throwback Thursdays. So I want to hear some throwback stories about you guys. It could be flashbacks and throwbacks and when y'all were growing up. What kind of things y'all used to do to pass a good time? And remember, probably the statute of limitations is over with, so you know y'all don't have to hold back on some of your stories.
Can I tell an old joke that somebody told me? Old joke.
Absolutely.
Ricky Brasset told me an old joke. I'm going to say it after a while. I like
So let's see who else we got. Nicholas Bro checking in. Miss Jennifer Romero. Whitney Campbell checking in.
Hey, Whitney.
And so happy Thursday. This is show number 9. And it's March, what'd you say, Dad? 26? Hey, Nanny Cheryl. And so Miss Carolyn Viator checking in. All right.
Caroline.
So for those of you that don't know, we're going to play a little music. We're going to hopefully have a little laugh. We're probably going to have a couple brain cramps along the way. Dad got on his patented shorts to show off those legs. Whitney says, hey, Papa, Miss Mary Alice Gray is checking in. Miss Lisa LeBlanc Covington checking in. Mr. Ben Scheck-Snyder, who's always listening to us. Miss Christine Dore. Miss Janet Landry says hi.
Hi, Jan.
Hey, show him your shirt, Dad.
Oh, but I think, wait, Miss Bobby has two daughters. One, Miss Designee has a PhD in math. She's the head of the department at Nichols. And she would appreciate this. What it says, I can't read backwards.
It says, English is important, but math is importanter.
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah.
Miss Jocelyn, Canada in the house. All right, Dad, let's kick it off with some good music. We're going to go with the Eunice Two Step.
Eunice Two Step.
And that's on your harmonica. How you feeling today? You ready to pass a good time and play some music?
Yeah,
You got your lungs ready? Do a lung check. Check the lungs. Check the pipes. All right. It's all good, man.
Oh, listen. I want to see who's right, but it's going to be on the honest, on the honesty.
That's why Dad played defense.
Yeah. I want them to guess in their mind if it's going to be 0 or 1. How many times I'm going to forget a song? Like I won't forget any. I won't forget any at all. I might forget one. So.
All right, Dad. Let's go.
Samarié, c'est ici, là-bas. Aujourd'hui, qui tourne le dos, qui fait trop la canaille. Moi, je peux dormir le soir avec tous les jonglements. Les chagrins j'ai eu pour toi, un catin oublie pas ça. Si malin, si canaille, ça me semble. Y a des choses que tu peux me dire, que t'es un misérable. Moi je peux pas dormir le soir avec tous les jonglements, les chagrins j'ai eu pour toi, peut-être oublie pas ça.
All right, good job, Dad. I want to say hi to some people. Miss Desley's checking in, Miss Brenda Thibodeau, Miss Marlene McKnight, Darla Dooley, Lisa McCutcheon, Louise Douillon, Sean Broussard, Mark Broussard, Miss Marlene, Miss Bess Alamont, Owen Como in Canton, Georgia, Heath Nutt Johnson checking in, Miss Glenda Passetti, Ben Longanay already chiming in. And Miss Carolyn Viator said you're going to have a brain cramp 21 times. That's the...
No. Yeah, well, I said 0 or 1, but you never can tell.
Miss Desley said she loves your shirt, Mr. Pat. Mr.
Thank
Barry
you.
Toops.
And she agrees with that?
With Miss Rose, bed and breakfast checking in. Hey, listen, guys, I just want to do a quick... I know Cajun culture, man. We are social gatherers. You know, we like to get together. We like to socialize. But guys, it's so important, man. We just have to learn social distance, and just please trust me. And let's try to really just bite the bullet. We used to doing penance, and we used to giving up things that we typically don't, or that we like to enjoy. But it's so important right now, everybody. Please practice the guidelines and the suggestions of our doctors and scientists, and we only say that because I love you, and we don't want to lose anybody because of something that we could have prevented. All right, Dad. Moving on. The next one, Over the Waves. Now wait, who sings Eunice Two Step, Pop? Or is it done by a lot of people?
There's different ones, but I got the lyrics off of, and they play Jason Fry.
Gotcha. I'm sure Luke Landry would have chimed in.
Yeah.
Luke knows his stuff. Mr. Janelle Wood checking in. Dale Falk. Michael Sistrunk, my brother-in-law.
Big Mike.
All right, Over the Waves.
Over the Waves, it's a song, from what I understand, back in the, maybe right after World War II. Over the Waves means there was a man that was thinking of his girlfriend or his wife over the ocean, over the Atlantic, over the waves. Away over
Go ahead,
You
Pop.
won't hear that, I don't think, over the radio. Has anybody ever heard that song before?
Ben Longa, they said it sounds a lot like a circus song or maybe a trapeze song, you know.
It
Yeah.
could, yeah.
Aunt Riddell checking in, Mr. Phillip checking in. All right, guys, I have a project for you. And maybe this is for our out-of-state friends as well, but folks here in South Louisiana, every town has a festival. And so what I'd like for you to do is, instead of chiming in where you're from, post what festival your town is known for, and then try to guess where that festival is. Maybe there's some in Acadiana that we kind of know, but sometimes there's these little towns that have some unique, like I know there's a horse and buggy festival and there's a mosquito festival. So tell us what festival your town is known for. And even if you're from out of town or out of state, if you guys have a festival that's unique to you, maybe some of our friends that are listening might see it and say, man, that's something I may want to go to one day when this is all over. So the Jonquille Festival, you ever heard of that, Dad?
No.
Miss Carolyn said the Jonquille Festival. So let us know what festivals are known in your town. Miss Christine said the Shrimp Festival. Have you ever heard of the Shrimp Festival, Pop?
Oh yeah.
The Tamale Festival. So we're gonna come back. I wanna put into perspective how awesome we have of our festivals. Melissa said they had the Maple Festival up there in West Virginia.
Makes a lot of maple syrup.
Dad, for those people that are just joining in, show your shirt one more time. Some people came in a little after. So, Dad's English is important, but math is importanter.
Yeah, I used to teach junior high math.
Math,
So,
M-A-T.
Yeah, math. Yeah. I'm not too good on spelling, but math. Yeah.
And that's from my sister.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along. That was the Kaplan. No, that was over the waves. Next up, we dedicate this to our friends in Kaplan, Louisiana.
Come on, Kaplan.
And this is the Kaplan Waltz. Miss LaDonna listening from Mesa, Arizona. And boy, a lot of festivals were named. So my follow-up question to all of you guys is there a festival that you know that you've heard of or that you want to go to that's kind of on your bucket list What festival have you always kind of wanted to go to? What's on your festival bucket list? I have never been to Festivals International. Have you ever been to Festivals International?
No, but I'm thinking one day they have a buffet festival.
No. What about a croissant festival? You think they got that?
I'm sure everybody will.
Remember the joke with Boudreaux? Boudreaux got laid off.
Yeah.
And no, Boudreaux and Thibodeau, they went to the unemployment office because they got laid off. And the lady said, "What's your job?" And he says, "Well, we worked at the Gras factory." And he says, "I was the crotch stitcher." He's like, "I had an important job. I stitch all the crotches and I make all them croissants, nice and pretty."
Ooh, that's a lot of work.
And so she looked up in the book and she says, "Oh, the crotch stitcher." She said, "That's $100 a week you're gonna make on employment." So Boudreaux was like, "Oh yeah." So Thibodeau goes and she says, "What's your job?" He's like, "Man, I'm the diesel fitter." And she's like, "Oh, diesel fitter, heavy machinery." She looks in that, she's like, "Oh, for you, that's $200 a week." And man, Boudreaux was really mad. He says, whoa, I'm the crotch stitch. I got the most important job at the Gras factory. He's just a diesel fitter. Why he make more than me?" And she says, "Man, he handles heavy machinery, Dad, him diesel fitter." He says, "Ma'am, let me tell you how it is in the Gras factory." He says, "I have the most important job in the plant. I am the crotch stitcher. I hand them to Thibodeau and he holds them up and says, 'Diesel fitter.'"
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true there.
The jokes can only go up from here, Papa.
Oh, I like that.
All right. So, again, what's on your bucket list? Miss Victoria said the Dewey Balfour Fest is on her bucket list.
I love the Dewey Balfour.
Oh, that's awesome.
Balfour. And Nathan Apsher usually played the accordion when they were saying, but the Balfour brothers.
All right, Dad. Next up, moving right along, on your harmonica, it's Maurice, "Don't Do That." I think this song was written when they put the speed trap in town, right? Or no? Is that not named after the speed trap in the town of Maurice? Maurice, don't do that.
Oh, Maurice, don't do that. Don't give all these kids Maurice. Right, that's a good one. I hadn't thought of that.
Sorry. All right.
Mr. Wayne Tooth, don't do that.
Talk a little French.
Guys, this song, if you can't understand French and you're just English, this is an English song. Pay attention closely. There's a story to this song, and follow it closely and pay close attention to the words. And the song starts off by me saying about a paragraph. I'm going to just read a paragraph, and it pertains to the song. And this is how it goes. It says, "This is a song called Maurice, fais pas ça." And for y'all those that don't speak French, fais pas ça means don't do that. Maurice, don't do that. And me, I'm going to tell you how come I call it that. You see, me and Alida, my wife, we was only married 3 years when Maurice, that big cochon means pig, when Maurice, that big cochon, he come along and he stole Alida from me. But now I got me a way to get even. I'm going to die and I'm going to come back and be a ghost. And I'm going to spend all my time watching Maurice and Alida. And if Maurice, he gets some idea I don't like, I'm going to knock on his bedroom door like this. Knock, knock, knock on the bedroom door. You ain't alone no more. Knock, knock, knock on the bedroom door. Maurice, that's me for sure. Maurice, Maurice, that's me for sure. Knocking on your door. I'm watching you and Alida, and I'm gonna watch some more. I'm gonna say to Alida, me, I'm watching you. And you, Maurice, you big cochon, I'm gonna watch you too. There ain't gonna be no monkey shine, 'cause I'm gonna be around. So sleep right there on the side of your bed. I'm gonna sleep right down. Knock, knock, knock on the bedroom door. You ain't alone no more. Knock, knock, knock on the bedroom door. Maurice, that's me for sure. Maurice, Maurice, that's me for sure. Knocking on your door. I'm watching you and Alida, and I'm gonna watch some more. Don't try to kiss her twice or more, 'cause I'll be at the door. And if you kiss her twice or more, I'll knock on the bedroom door. There ain't gonna be no monkey shine, 'cause I'm gonna be around. So go to sleep, you big baboon, I'll knock on the bedroom door.
And that story, that's a good song memory growing up. Well, I used to think that song was funny. That reminded me of a joke. I didn't have this prepared, but that reminded me of a joke of Kusun and Alida. You know, they were an older couple, and but Kusun calls Alida over, and he had a little box, and he says, "Before I die," he said, "I want to give something to you." And so she opened the box, and in
that's nice.
That's very nice of him, very courteous. And in the box was 2 ears of corn and $3,000 in the box.
Wow.
And she says, Kusun, what's this for? He says, well, he says, Alida, he says, I'm not perfect. He says, you know, and the corn represents every time I cheated on you, I put an ear of corn in this box. And she says, oh, Kusun, man, that kind of breaks my heart. But we've been married for so long, I guess 2 times, you know, it could be worse, you know.
2 ears of corn?
2 ears of corn and $3,000. And she says, so I'll forgive you, Kusun. She said, but what's the $3,000 for? He's like, man, that's what I got for selling the corn.
Whoa. Yeah, he hadn't been too faithful too many times.
All right,
Okay.
that brought back a lot of memories, man. That brought back a lot of memories. A lot of good feedback. Miss Dina Suarez said she shared Deanna Suarez said she shared this reality show with her family and friends. Well, I think a lot of people are liking it.
I think they're liking it in nursing homes too.
Yeah, in the nursing homes
all
too.
Over the place.
Okay, next up on your harmonica, it wasn't God who made honky tonk angels.
As I sit here tonight, the jukebox playing a tune about the wild side of life. As I listen to the words you are saying, it brings memories when I was a trusting wife. It was a God who made honky-tonk angels, as you wrote in the words of your song. Too many times married men think they're still single. That caused many a good girl to go wrong. saying that all the blame is on us women. It's not true that only you men feel the same. From the start, most every heart that's ever broken was because there always was a man to blame. I didn't know God made honky-tonk angels, as you wrote in the words of your song. Too many times married men think they're still single. That's caused many a good girl to go wrong.
Very good, Dad. A lot of people talking about Kitty Wells and how,
Yeah, it is.
yeah. Dad, do you mind telling the story, since you have on your math is important to shirt, and you don't have to give any names, but this is kind of, again, technology. You know, we on our phones, we have Facebook, we can interact with people, but tell the story about the time you gave a complicated, not even a complicated, but a math problem that involved this. I think this is kind of your first introduction to what was coming. And again, no names, but tell that story real quick.
I don't think he minds me saying his name, because if there was nothing I'd have done, it was probably the same thing. Well, okay. If y'all know the name of the person, y'all text it to Brian. It was in 7th or 8th grade, and I was given a test, and I don't know, y'all taught a lot. If you came through Delcom in the 7th and 8th grade, before I became a principal, I had to teach you, because I taught all the 7th and 8th graders math. And
Some of them twice.
Well, yeah, you mean 7th and 8th grade?
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's right. And so anyway, I gave a test, and there's one always. I usually always gave a bonus, and the bonus was wasn't all that hard to do. But you needed to do
it had a process.
Yeah. There was a process. You had to do scratch work. There's no way you could have done it in your head. But it was a bonus. So there was one little fella, and I love him to death. He got the answer right. But he had no scratch paper, all that. And I know he couldn't have done it in his head. Nobody could have. You have to use scratch paper. Well, I knew where they were sitting in class. So I went and I looked at the other people around him, see if they had gotten it right. And they hadn't gotten it right. Only him.
All things are possible through Christ who strengthens me.
Mm-hmm. Let's just say his name was Carl. I won't mention his last name. Let's just say his name was Carl. I go up to him and I say, Carl, I said, I want to congratulate you on your test, but I said, Mr. Campbell wants to ask you about your bonus. I said, you got the bonus right, but I said, you have no scratch paper. And I said, I don't see how you worked it without scratch paper. And I said, everybody around you, I went check. They didn't get it. So I don't know how you got the answer. He said, Mr. Campbell, it's a trick. And I said, Carl, hey, good, if it's a trick. I said, I'd like to know that trick so I can tell it to the other students, if it's a trick. He kind of squirmed. He said, Mr. Campbell, he said, I got a calculator on my watch. And I said, Carl, I said, wow, I didn't know they made those. I said, I'll tell you what. I said, I just won't give you credit for the bonus, but I'll give you credit for everything else on your test. And he made a good
Can you imagine a calculator? That must have shocked, for that time, man, that must have been
I don't think I even had a desk calculator.
a calculator on the watch, man. Good stuff. All right, Dad, thank you for sharing that story. All right, guys, we're going to move on to... also, guys, our show is not rehearsed, bro. We just wing it, man. That's how we do it. Dad kind of figures out his songs in the morning.
But so far, I don't have no brain cramps.
No, I've counted 2, but...
I remembered all the songs. So far...
All All right, the next song is called the Unlucky Waltz. Do you want to give a little heads up about this? And don't forget to work in a little French if you can.
Les vieux Cajuns, je ferai à vous autres conseiller le nom de cette chanson en français. La valse de malchanceux. And la valse de malchanceux is by Lawrence Walker. La valse du malchanceux, c'était la valse qui jouait le temps sans scruter. C'est ça la valse, c'était après jouer, le soir j'ai demandé. C'est ça la valse, c'était après jouer, sans papa pas de refuser. C'est ça la valse qui était après jouer, et quand j'ai volé, c'est ça la valse qui était après jouer, ils ont trouvé. C'est ça la valse qui était après jouer, quand on fait la mariée. C'est ça la valse qui était après jouer, quand on s'en séparait. C'est ça la valse aux autres jours, et quand il va mourir, c'est ça la valse aux autres jours, jusqu'à la porte de cimetière, c'est ça la valse au chapeur, la valse du
Beautiful, Dad. All right, next topic I want to ask you about growing up. You know, as the years go on, man, there's a lot newer things to occupy our time and stuff. But man, I remember, you know, like internet and phones. But I remember growing up, dude, there was a lot of card playing, and particularly my brother, my sister, Stuart. And friends, they'd play spades a lot. They'd play, we remember Cadillac. We'd play Cadillac. Bourrée, I know, 21. So my question to everybody out there is, what kind of card games or games do you guys, or were your favorites or remember playing growing up with a group of people? And what was kind of a popular card game or game? I remember Mama Toops, bro. She was deadly with dominoes, man. I mean, partner, she the Lord was her shepherd when it came to games.
Hold her eyes up. It's not that she was sleepy, but she was weak in her eye.
But I always joked with her that she was playing it down, you know, for me to underestimate her. Boy, she didn't miss anything. So you guys talk about some games. Mr. Terry said short deck. You ever remember that? And Cassie said Crazy Eights was her. You remember that?
I never played poker. I never played.
Bourrée is a couple good ones, and I remember like Rook and Yook, and man, there's a lot of different variations. So, Miss Janelle said, "Go fish." Yeah, that was
go fish.
So, all right, Dad. While everybody discusses what kind of games they used to play when they were growing up, does anybody remember spades? Well, that was a popular game with Melissa and Jason. The next song is "Halls of Montezuma" on your harmonica. And also, what type of harmonica you playing, Dad? Is that your B flat? I'm sorry, not harmonica, accordion. The accordion that you're playing today, is that the B flat?
This is a B flat. There was a lady that I'm not looking at the name now. That she's just learning how to play the accordion, and she has a C. And I texted her. I don't know how far she. Miss Karen Hayes. This is a wonderful story. I had never taught before in my life. A lot of people said that I could teach well. I don't know, but Miss Karen was interested in learning how to play the accordion. So she got 10 lessons, 1 hour on Monday for 10 consecutive weeks. By the end of the 10th week, she had learned something like 12 songs or 15 songs.
Mm-hmm.
I told her, I said, Karen, and she had never played a musical instrument before. I said, either you're a good learner or I'm a good teacher. But that is phenomenal.
It's Miss Vicky and Miss Joycelyn who are learning to play the accordion right now. They commented while you were telling your story.
Well,
and Melissa, speed. And listen, Tara said about batai. Remember batai?
Batai,
They call it war, but batai. Well, I used
that
to play
doggone 52 pickup, though, I didn't like that game.
batai. That reminds me of that.
52
Yeah.
pickup?
And what was the other day you would talk? I showed you that picture of the box. Remember the guy in the box with the and Dad was like, "Ooh, that's a tatai."
Tatai,
Tell everybody who doesn't know what a tatai is. What's a tatai?
Tatai. You don't know what a tatai is?
What they mean
like a monster.
a monster. Well, remember we have people from Oregon, people from Canada, so they may not know what a tatai is.
Yeah.
But you don't want to meet up with the big tatai. All right, Pop. What we got next? The Halls of Montezuma on your harmonica. Very good, very good. What branch?
What's another name? What's it? I was going to say that. The Marine Corps.
The Marine Corps. So that went out to who did that specifically go out to, Papa?
The people in the Marine Corps.
Like who in our family is in the? Oh, I'm sorry.
Chris is
No,
in the
that's
Navy.
my dyslexia. But the Marines started in the Navy, and then they became their own branch, right? I think they started in the Navy.
Yeah.
All right. So, man, a lot of people giving. Dad, do you know Anchors Away? Do you know it?
A little bit. I'll
Play just a little bit for
How
Chris.
about tomorrow?
All right,
I'll play
Melissa.
tomorrow.
Dad's gonna play it tomorrow. Awesome. Hey, Nanny Cheryl
I
said.
don't know the words though.
Nanny Cheryl said her favorite game was Skip Pat.
Oh, I remember that. Man, you'll sit there every night.
It's a game that I learned at Southern Mississippi called Addiction. And when I was working at Southern Miss as an athletic trainer for softball, man, we'd travel all the time. And we had 5 flight trips, and sometimes the flights would get, canceled. I mean, we were flying like on, Karen Crow Air, some small little airlines. And, man, we'd just be at the airports for a long time. So we learned this game called Addiction, and it eventually became Skip Pat because my dad would skip my dad. My mom would skip my dad on every chance she could.
Is this Throwback Thursday?
Yeah.
I want to tell a joke that Ricky Brosset told me.
All right.
Long time ago. That's throwback. That qualifies?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it might be 30 years he said that joke. 25 years anyway. Ricky said that they had this farmer, and he lived out in the country, and this farmer had a barn, and it was, I don't know, they had this barn, and in that barn they had a lot of rats. They had a lot of rats in that barn. So the fella said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get me one of them great big snakes. The big snakes there, and he said, I'm going to put that in the barn. He said, that big snake, he said, he's going to eat all them rats. Well, neighbor said, man, that sounds like a good idea. So, man, I don't know if it was a boa constrictor or what, but it was a big snake. And he put that in the barn. And, man, in a couple of days, he go back and he checks in the barn. Oh, man. And he had paid some money for that snake. And the rats were still there. That there was something wrong with that snake. He tells his neighbor, he said, I don't know what's wrong with that snake. I paid a lot of money to eat all them rats, but he's not eating the rats. There must be something wrong with him. The neighbor says, oh, them snake. He said, I know what you can do. He said, why don't you go to the drugstore and buy you some Viagra? He said, that's good for some erectile dysfunction. How you do, Rick? If you listen.
That remember my dad joke yesterday had a reptile dysfunction punchline?
It kind of reminds
That's
me
awesome.
of that.
Dad, I'm looking forward, out of all the songs on today's list, I'm looking forward to the next one the most.
Not me.
You don't like Matilda?
Yeah, I like Matilda. I like when cooking the cupcake sang it, but not Pat. People, I had somebody a couple of days ago say, can you play it? I saw it on the...
Your love for me will always be.
I looked, I had to search it. I had never played it. So I found the words on the internet. I copied it and...
Hey, Jason, we love you. Jason, checking in. All right. So Dad just learned this song for everybody, all right?
Matilda. Your love for me will always be here to stay so tenderly. Matilda, I'll cry and cry for you. Yes, no matter what you do. Matilda, I'll cry and cry for you. And no matter what you do. Yes, I've cried and cried in vain.
I want my baby back again.
You gave me love when there was none. You know you're the only one. Tears that's in my heart to stay. I want my baby back again. Matilda, I'll cry and cry for you. Yes, no matter what you do. Yes, I cried and cried in vain.
I want my baby back again.
Matilda, I cried and cried for you. Yes, no matter what you do. Yes, I've
Cried and cried in vain. I want my baby back again.
you're the only one. Tears that's in my heart to stay.
I want my baby back again. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. I want my baby back again. Dad, that was awesome. Good job, man. You a savant. Miss Janelle said that's belly rubbing music. Belly rubbing music. Oh yeah, we're gonna
I'm
lay.
getting you ready for the Saturday concert.
We're gonna turn the lights down low and play some Cookie. Now that is Cookie. Cookie in the was that Cookie?
Yeah,
Cookie in the cupcakes. All right, Miss Marlene said, Brian, that made me want to get up and dance.
Man, you should have.
And Miss Tara said, shine that belt buckle. We going to the fido-do.
Ooh, doogie.
A lot of people saying that that's their parents' or grandparents' favorite song. A lot of...
I went many times with Mr. Don and Miss Loretta.
Yeah. Good job, Dan. Next song, maybe some of you out there with the stay-at-home quarantine might be losing your minds. So this next song is called "I Lost My Mind," and Dad's gonna play it on his accordion.
It's J'ai perdu mon idée, which is the same thing as I lost my mind. J'ai perdu mon idée, and it's by Vin Bruce.
Vin Bruce.
On est si content pour un petit moment. Would you believe a brain cramp? On était si content pour un petit moment.
One more time, Dad. Show your shirt, because there's some people that just joined in, like Jason.
Okay.
One more time.
I need my phone.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, show your shirt. Look, I'm going to give it. You don't even have to look. English is important, but math is importanter. Just remember that, everybody. Wise words of wisdom from Pat Campbell. Y'all notice his biomechanical movement patterns for his phone. You notice how the elbows went high? That's when you know somebody is serious in looking at their phone. The elbows go high, and it helps to focus the mind onto the task at hand, which is, what was my passcode for my phone? Because that's really what it amounts to. When you got to really focus in, it's like, man, what was that passcode for the phone? You got it?
Yep.
All right. Vite, vite.
L'alliance que je t'ai mis pour ton doigt pour la vie a été ôtée cette malheureuse année. Tous mes rêves et ma vie à cette heure est finie. Je peux pas continuer à cette heure que ça arrivait. Seul à la maison, je peux pas rester longtemps. Red, tu m'as quitté, j'ai perdu mon idée. Quand c'est comme ça, me vois tomber sans toi, où je te vois. Quand le soir, moi je peux voir le jour et le soir. Quand tu m'as quitté, j'ai perdu mon pays.
Good job, Dad. A couple things. Miss Christine Dore wants to know how long you been playing the accordion.
How long I've been having one, or how long I've been playing it?
How long have you been playing?
Well, I bought my first accordion when I graduated from high school, and it just sat there.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my uncle's house in Forked Island, and he had an accordion. And that night I learned how to play about 3 songs. And so I bought me one, and it stayed put up in the closet with my teaching, and you grading papers, and you averaging grades. And
Chasing around Brian Jude.
Let me tell y'all this. Back in the days when I started teaching, 67 through, I don't know if it's 10 years or what, there were no calculators. You had to do everything. The long form, you had to add everything, your averages, your...
Back in my day, get off my lawn, kids.
So, and then we had quite a few children that we had to tend to, and both your mama and I worked, and so I didn't have much time to play. I just really started playing about maybe 6 years ago.
I got a quick joke, Dad.
Yes, sir.
Tante Espasie, she wasn't feeling too well, and I know. And she went to the doctor, and she said, Doctor, I need you help. I hurt everywhere I hurt. And she starts pressing, she pressed her on her shoulder, and she said, oh, ay, that hurts. And she pressed on her knee, oh, ay, it hurts everywhere. She said, do you know what's wrong with me? He said, Michelle, yeah, your finger's broken.
Oh, I thought you was in bad shape.
Everywhere I touch it hurt, ay. All right, Dad, next up, the Mardi Gras Mambo. You're going to jam out on your harmonica. I hope y'all are ready to tap your feet.
Well... Down in New Orleans where the blues was born, it takes a cool cat to blow a horn. On the South and Rampart Street, the combo's there with a mambo beat. Mardi Gras mambo, mambo, mambo. Mardi Gras mambo, mambo, mambo. Mardi Gras mambo. Down in New Orleans, in Gertown where the cats all meet, there's a Mardi Gras mambo with a beat. Join the chief with the Zulu gang and truck on down where the mambo swing. The Mardi Gras mambo, mambo, mambo. Mardi Gras mambo, mambo, mambo. Mardi Gras mambo down in New Orleans. Down in New Orleans where the blues was born, it takes a cool cat to blow a horn. On the South and Rampart Street, the combo's there with a mambo beat. The Mardi Gras mambo, 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 Mardi Gras mambo, 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 Mardi Gras mambo. Down in New Orleans, in Gertown where the cats all meet, there's a Mardi Gras mambo with a beat. Join the chief with the Zulu king and truckle down where the mambo swings. The Mardi Gras mambo, 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 Mardi Gras mambo, 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 Mardi Gras mambo. Down in New Orleans, down in New Orleans where the blues was born, it takes a cool cat to blow a horn. On the Sound and Rampart Street, the combo's there with a mambo meet. The Mardi Gras mambo, 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 Mardi Gras mambo, 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 Mardi Gras mambo. Down in New Orleans.
Good job, Dad. Dad, Tara Landry said, wait, my dad danced? Remember earlier you said
I said I went with her mama and daddy to dance. I danced with her mama. No offense, me, Bobby. No offense, me,
She
Bobby.
said, wait, my dad danced?
No. He's pretty quiet.
Dad, good job on the Mardi Gras Mambo.
Thank you.
All right, guys, next up, I want to pronounce this right, Chagrin.
Chagrin is right.
Chagrin?
Yeah.
The Chagrin Waltz. What's that about?
La valse de Chagrin. Ce matin is this fella that was out all night and he comes in and nobody was home. So he sits down on his porch and he cried and he saw his wife leaving he came back by himself and his wife was leaving with someone else, and Chagrin means sorrow or something like that, so it's kind of a sorrow waltz. A valse de Chagrin.
But before you start, because I don't want to miss it, Miss Christine Dore said, Brian, I'm remembering the afternoon your dad came to play for my dad in a nursing home in Lafayette. My dad enjoyed it so much. Thank him again from my family.
You're welcome.
So.
I enjoy saw in his face. I went to see him at twice at when he was in Lafayette.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. The Chagrin Waltz.
J'arrivais pour tout seul à la maison. Moi je m'ai mis à pleurer sur la galerie. Moi j'ai vu ma petite catin pour arriver pas tout seul avec quelqu'un d'autre que beau à son côté. Tu connais châtiment sans sens aussi vieux. Tous les jours, c'est toi ton allée. Toi les noces, puis ton mot, bébé, comment ça fait? Tu l'as dans les langues du chagrin. Ce matin, j'arrivais pour tout seul à la maison. Moi, je m'assis sur la galerie. Le blanc en pleurant commence à s'acheter du chagrin. Moi je dis gentiment qu'on fera aussi de tous les jours, c'est toi t'en aller. Loin des notes qui t'envoient, bébé commence à faire. Il a dans les larmes du chagrin.
Good job, Dan. Hey, Miss Carolyn said, my mom said, no offense taken, no problem that he danced with Miss Loretta.
Oh.
Dad, you going to answer that or something? That's important. Is that somebody trying to reach you about your extended core warranty, Dad? That seems to be the popular phone call these times.
No, I'm getting the worst of it. My hearing aids is raining.
Do you want to put it on silent, or we'll wait until the next car warranty?
Late I'm recording on Facebook.
But you don't have to answer it, Dad. You could put it on silent.
You'd have kept calling.
But you could put it on silent. You could put the ringer off. You could put it on silent. Right? So you're telling me they had math calculators in the 1960s, but we can't put our phone on silent? I'm joking, Dad. All right, next up.
I have to. Can I tell a true story about Terry Doré?
Yeah.
We had gone bringing some stuff to get autographed with Drew Brees. He had won the, I don't know, the highest award in the New Orleans Saints thing. And so your mama said, "Oh, you can go, but you're not going by yourself." So
Mom all of a sudden spoke perfect, beautiful English on that rendition, Dad.
So I said, maybe Terry Doré can come with me. So I told Terry, Terry, I need someone to come.
When Mom's upset, she speaks perfect English.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, Terry comes out there, and you was in one king size bed, and I was in a king size bed, and Terry was in a king size bed, and you was gonna sleep on the floor. So one friend of yours came from Louisiana out there and said, "Brian, I don't have a place to stay." So Brian says, "Well, you can stay with me." So your friend slept with you in one bed. I said, "Terry, I'm going to sleep with you in the other bed." Terry said, "No problem." So I have that sleep apnea, and I have that mask. And those of you that knows about sleep apnea, there's a steady air pressure, and there's always some air coming out of a little hole by the nose. And during the night when I was sleeping, I guess my face was kind of to Terry's face, and the air from my sleep apnea face was blowing in his ear, and he thought I was blowing in his ear. True story.
What up? Next up is the Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. I love that song. And that's on your harmonica. I'm going to try to sing along with you on this one, Dad.
Ready?
Oh, yeah?
In the twilight glow I see there blue eyes crying in the rain. When we kissed goodbye and parted, I knew we'd never meet again. Love is like a dying ember,
as I remember, blue eyes crying in the rain. Someday when we meet up yonder, we'll stroll hand in hand again in a land that knows no pardon. Blue eyes crying in the rain. Good job, Dan. Michelle Nebgen Schmitz, way back in the day. We remember that time, Dad, I did the American Student Travel?
Yeah.
And y'all, I went to work for the summer. I went to work for this company called American Student Travel. They would arrive groups into the DC area, and they would go on tours of our capital. And my job was to get the groups of children and their sponsors from their airport terminal to the bus, and you know the with the luggage and all the process, and going to DC to work airports. That was the first time I ever flown in a plane. Actually, going to work was the first time. They were going over the safety precautions. I was taking notes. I was asking them to repeat themselves. You know, everybody's reading the newspapers and stuff. I'm like, hey, can you repeat number 4, please? I need to make sure I know what valve to pull in case of an emergency. So
on the plane, yes.
That brings back some good memories, man. Good to see you, Michelle. All right, Dad, we got one new song, and then we're going to end on You're My Sunshine. This is Step It Fast, Two Step, on your harmonica. job, Dad. You did, you feeling okay today? What is it? It's Thursday.
I feel good.
Da 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 da. I knew that I would now. It's Thursday, March 20. What's today? The
26th.
26 in the year of our Lord 2020, and we've come to the caboose. Being the last born, I know all about being a caboose.
And Tara, both
And
you
Tara, yeah. Well, that's why we bonded as Padnas, bro. We could talk about caboose life, you know, the caboose life for me. So what I'm going to ask everybody to do on our final song today of You Are My Sunshine, I want you to comment or post something that you're thankful for. We're gonna be thankful today for the things we do have, not for the things right now that we may or may not can't do. Let's end it on a positive note. Comment on something that you're grateful for, that you're thankful for. Sing along with us, guys. You Are My Sunshine. This is our song. And Dad, any last words before we play?
Yes. We had asked, maybe they forgot. If you can think of some Christmas songs, because, you know, before Christmas in churches, the people practice. The choir goes and they practice. So,
yeah. And we had some people, we did have some people suggest some songs, but I needed to remind everybody. So Saturday, we're going to have our Christmas concert in March. So once again, comment with something that you're thankful for. And we're thankful for all of you guys that can join us when you can. And Dad, let's end it on a good note.
I love all of y'all. I don't know, but it feels like, even though I don't know some of you, I feel like you're a family. And I do love you. Thank you for listening.
I dreamed I held you in my arms, and I woke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and cried. You're my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Miss Kelly, we are thankful for you. Nancy Cheryl, Mr. Randy, Miss Bess, Miss Merlene. Have a great day, Miss Anita Landry. We thank you for being here. Miss Desley, thank you so much. Mr. Larry, Cassie, Miss Christine, Miss Carolyn. We thank Miss Victoria, Miss Merlene, Miss Deborah, Miss Doris, Sarah, Joycelyn, Sissy. Man, Melissa, we love you so much. Thank y'all so much for being here today. All we can do is what we can control, everybody, as you know, man. Let's be positive today, and let's thank the Lord for all the things we do have, not necessarily things we don't have. Yes, sir, Mr. Randy. A lot of people thankful for family. We're thankful for all of our family and friends, and we're thankful for all you guys out there joining us every day at 3 o'clock for Pat Campbell's Cajun quarantine concert. Hey. You're my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Cherise, Miss Sheila, Bridget, all the best to you and your family.
Love y'all.
Love y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Same time.
Same channel.